And that's a Japanese proverb. I want you to remember that from collaboration. But of course, we've all been in some really bad meetings. None of us is dumb as all of us. So for every positive thing I say, I have another, negative thing that shoots it down. So I'm going to go really quickly through something that I call the good hand of leadership. So there it is. You can remember there's 5 points in this. So instead of 3, it's 5. And this is what I think should happen in any good creative collaboration. Somebody still needs to take the lead. It doesn't necessarily have to be you, but if you are taking the lead, I think it's important to drive these things. The first thing is, whatever the concept you're trying to come up with, I think it's important to say, here's what I think. And then as quickly as possible, you give just your little, I'm not really sure, but I think this might be a good direction. But what do you think? And then however many people are in the room, the third thing you want to do right away is let's talk. So you want to get to the point where people all can share, and they already know sort of what you're thinking, so they're not worried you're going to just steal their idea, which, by the way, I've been in a lot of creative meetings where the leader doesn't say what he thinks, and then I'll say, well, wouldn't it be cool if blah, 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 and then later on he takes credit for it. So that's why I think it's good to sort of break the ice by saying, this is what I think, but let's talk about it. And I want to know what everybody else thinks. And then you get to consensus, okay? At this point, I think it's the leader's job to say, okay, let's summarize. Here's what we all think. Here's what we think. And when you get to here's what we think, it better be better. It better be better than here's what I think. At this point, you need to identify that this is actually something that's way cooler than any of you would have done as an individual. And then you need to drive through to action. Let's do it. So if you just look at this on the face of it, it's I and you, and then from then on it's we. And that is so important. But as a leader, you have to get to the point where people leave that room and know what their job is. And then you just keep doing that until you ship. Loop it till ship. The next day, all right, here's what I think about what we were doing. What do you think? Let's talk about it. And you just keep doing that over and over. Even after you ship, I agree, postmortems in game magazines are not very, well, it's like looking at an accident. I mean, it's morbidly interesting. But what I think internal postmortems, which I've almost never had a really good, solid postmortem, but I think it should be run like this. Here's what I think about what we shipped. What do you think? Let's talk about it. So even after you ship, you should be evaluating what you did creatively. And then, of course, there's the hand of leadership that's bad, which is the hand of leadership that's not good, which is do what I want or you're fired. That's if you're working in a place that says, here's what I think, go do it. You should leave that place as soon as possible. There will be no collaboration. You will not really be able to be creative in that situation. All right, and here's another.